Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on where you are in the world. Today we are going to cook up an old loop. Right now, I've been in my January 2024 folder, and that's kind of when I started making loops. So everything's a little rough, totally just kind of random today. We're gonna just mix the piano, mix the synth, and throw some drums. Okay, so since I make this as a sample, like the whole project, that was on the master. So I take that off the master first. Second, I use VSX headphones by Slate. And when I do my streams, I kind of just bypass the plugin because the way OBS takes in the sound. So I'm going to go ahead and bypass that. Um, I always leave span on my master. High res, if you're not familiar, you can just go up and change that there. And what we could do is we could drop the sample down a little bit and basically we go here. We want this to be around 15 to 18, I'd say. We can change the color. So yeah, that's about right for now. We'll go back and do some processing. Right now, the soft clipper is on there. And then I have the God particle, which I don't need the low end from my loop. So I could just take that down. And then I don't need anything under 200 for my loop. So I'll go ahead and do that as well. So that gives it more of like an airy feeling. You'll hear the vocals. And it says, I know that I love you, something like that. I know that I love you, baby. And we'll see. We'll see if we use those throughout the song. It might be every other. So we'll see if we end up using that. But at least at the beginning, it'll be easy. So we got pigments over here. And let's get started. So I like to hear the loop just over and over and over and over. And if you produce music, you have to build up a tolerance to hear the same things over and over and over. A lot of times, if you have like a friend over and maybe like they're watching you make music, they're not going to be able to do it because they're not like into the music the way you are. They're not listening for like every frequency and every sound and everything that you're doing. It just all sounds the same to like a normal person. But chances are, if you're watching this, you're a producer and your ears are developed in the sense that you're hearing little things like, oh, he needs to EQ at the 4K range, or he needs to mix that snare better and things like that. So a lot of these streams are going to be little tedious things like that, and everything sounds repetitive. But let's get started with the drums. We're going to go and look at my drum and drummer kit. And essentially what I'm going to do is I just stay with this starter one. The other ones are just for options for other people, to be honest. I have my snare, which is my counter. I have my clap. Um,
and I can start, probably the hi-hats is the only one that I'll change because otherwise every song will sound the same. I think this one's really fast if I remember correctly. I'll change that. And then my open hats, I think the open hats are actually the most important ones, believe it or not. And by having 2 or 3 of them is important because it gives it bounce and they bounce off of each other. Now, as far as sound selection goes, it's something that I'm always working on. I don't think I'm ever at the final end. And I'm always building these packs to kind of learn what works in the go-to sense. And then there's always new stuff coming out, but I basically hound all the packs. I download every Cymatics pack, I download every Ado pack, I download all the PG packs, Producer Grind for those that don't know. I download any pack that, some producers putting out or selling, I get those. And I hoard samples like crazy. I have so many hard drives with samples. And then what I do is I analyze, which ones are working for me, and I put them into little packs. They become my go-to stash kits, and then I just give them out for free. Just depending on, Now, right off the bat, I always take the open hats down. And it makes a big difference if you put it in one-shot mode. And then I'm also going to fade these out. Once the 808's in there, things will change too. But see how that hi-hat, right when I did the one-shot, changes everything. Let's make sure our velocity's all the way up. It should be. The hi-hats I keep a little bit lower. You can see the open hats, they actually have a little bit of velocity in them so that they're not hitting the same every time. One of these is louder than the other, so there we go. Comment if you never pan more than 6 or 7 or more than 8 or 10. I'd love to know where people pan. Lately, I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but they've been putting this soft clipper on my drums. I've been clipping everything analog DC. If you guys have suggestions on changing that, please let me know. Okay, so this loop's going to need a little bit of love. I have a lot of different Safari plugins. Those are my go-tos as of late, but it sounds like tape would be nice. Yeah, that already made a big difference. Yeah, you can hear that. I love this plugin. This is a free plugin, by the way. Okay, so now we should have the low notes for the bass. Looks like it's G, F, D, E, flat. And we're gonna use the Spins 808. Nothing like a low, shitty 808.
Alright, let's get that 808 to get a little fun pattern. Probably hit that twice. And then most importantly, the boost knob of FL right here. Let's fade this out a little bit. And then we're gonna push this into a saturator, soft clip, DC, analog. One of the pianos is too loud, so I typically just mute to see which one. I think I have like 3 pianos. So this one, if it's all the same notes, right, what we can do is start to arpeggiate them, and let's just do it gently. This is kind of like so you saw how we just kind of like finesse those notes. That way it's just not the same stuff every time. And then this trumpet's, I'm not sure. Let's see if we can make it louder. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna Safari plugins this sound. So our Gorilla's giving it that. We're gonna turn that down. We're gonna turn this tape down. We're gonna turn the noise down. Bring this to the 70s. Compressed. Turn this down a little bit. I think I'm gonna turn this down. I think the funniest part about this Gorilla plugin is it comes up 4, so everything automatically sounds louder because it's up 4. I do forget often that this is actually here, and I only use these 2. So we're giving these horns some character. And then, since it got saturated and louder, we'll just pull it down a little bit in the mix. And then we got to make sure that we have it EQ'd. So we're looking for the junk. When I EQ, I'm looking for the junk and the gold. Gotta get rid of the junk and double down on the gold. But this horn is a filler, it's not a main sound. And honestly, that's the lower. I might stick with the lower. And then we might get some horn playing as we go on. I don't know why my hi-hat was down. I must have done that instead of the open hat. And we don't like this pattern. We got to go a little crazy here, so... I'm not sure about that yet. I think the 3 and the 4 gotta go. Now I have all 3 here, so I'm changing all 3. So like this. And those MIDI starters, they just get us there faster, but every song's different, so we can't rely on those. Same thing with this snare tap, which is the counter snare. Like even just that little... So that's right before 7. So let's see if we give it more space. See right there. And then what we'll do is we'll snare roll. Alright, now let's bring this piano in. So, since these are all pianos, this pigment's keep that pigment's a little louder, and then what we could do is we could bring a couple of these pianos down. So let's mix right here so I can see them all at the same time. I'm gonna click here, and then right here on the push I have pianos. bring up my trumpet, bring up my pigments, and bring the pianos down a little bit. And then let's start panning. Looks like I got these panned pretty wide actually. So let's bring these back in. What I like about the push is I can mix all those very quickly without clicking around, and then I can see where each one of them are. So like some are on the right, some are on the left, and then I can figure out and I can feel where I want them. Same thing with the drums here. So my open hats are panned, and I'll put that hi-hat just to the side. And then my 808, you know, just given the notes that we're hitting, maybe I can turn this down a little bit and turn this up. Okay. So now we're ready for arrangement. And when it comes to arrangement, we're going to pitch things up and down. We're going to take things out and add things. And we're going to basically go 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say maybe 5. And then we'll take this out, lighten this up a little bit. And then what we'll do, so these pianos should come in later. This one can come in there so it's more open. And then what we'll do is we'll take this away. We'll take this away. We'll take that away. We'll move this up an octave. We'll move this down an octave. Let's see if we P5, that's already changing. That's already changing. Let's go up an octave here. Let's go down an octave there. For this, let's go up an octave. Up an octave. We'll definitely arpeggiate that pigments. And then let's see what we get. Let's take this away here. And then let's duplicate the vocals. Probably remove it there. Remove it there. Yeah, so pigments is a little muddy. That's the higher pigments. Might want to throw Portal on there. See what we can do with Portal. That's awesome. I almost need 2 different pigments for the high and the low. So we'll do the high down here. We're gonna turn the high down a little more. You hear our trumpet's hitting that high note. And then let's throw Portal on the whole mix. See, now what we've done is we've taken these really generic piano horns and we've kept a basic melody going. And then what happens is with Portal, it makes it into like more of a unique sound. And what's good about that is it's not so stock sounding, I guess you could say. It has more of like a unique sound, and I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. Actually Pigments that's carrying that. That's not the horn. I was wrong. Call it the high. And we can turn up this. I gotta turn this way down. Let's take out some hats. I think I'm gonna repeat the vocals there. I like to do is take a ride and reverse it. See how it sounds. I'm gonna turn it down and I'm gonna wash it out. Did I do all those? Yeah, I did it right there. Let's see what those rolls sound like now that I just threw them everywhere without checking. Oh, the worst thing is making music without a drink. My coffee's gone. Need a coffee station in here. Portal on the synth. Shout out Drew Ado. That's your Portal preset. Alright fam, thanks for joining, thanks for checking it out. If you guys know rappers that need beats, if you are a producer that wants to collab, if you need drums, melodies, let's see, let's finish this real quick. Oh shit. Alright fam, really appreciate you. If you stuck towards the end on this, please like, comment, subscribe, share, send this to a friend, do anything that you can to support. Definitely trying to do more of this. Been doing these 2-a-days in the morning and at night, live streams. I did use a drum pack of mine, which is the Drum and Drummer. It's on my links if you find it in the bio and things like that. And yeah, basically this whole season, if you will, is going back to January 2024, going through my loops and trying to get something out of them. They were just incomplete, unfinished, not sent out, just projects that were sitting there. So in order to test my drum kit, I'm using those loops to test the drum kits. I'm always making new drum kits so I can learn something. And essentially, if someone jumps on this, then I took an old project that was doing absolutely nothing, that had no structure or sound, and making something out of it, which is great. So, and you always learn something in the process as well. Plus, I can make some content. So, if you like this, hit me up. I'm always answering all my DMs. I have a Discord if you'd like to join. I'm working on the YouTube channel little by little. And thanks for checking this out once again. I hope you have